Hi, this is another documentation about my entry to the US through Brownsville in 2018, 2022. They told me if I don't give my DNA, my picture, and my fingerprint, they will cancel my brother permits and throw him in jail. And that's what they told me. And they will take an action, they said, or whatnot. And if I don't give these, and when I ask, strictly, I asked for the consulate to be present or to have a lawyer present, and denied me. They denied me both. And I said, could you call the embassy and let them know I've been held here against my will, and you guys are trying to collect personal information you have no right to. And they said, no, we're not gonna call anybody, and no lawyer would be present to assist you, and the consulate will not be present to assist you as well. So when they had me in the morning, they told me, you need to sign, a bunch of papers. They had the consulate, like they said in the paper for the consulate, be present. I said, no, I don't need a consulate to be present. I said, this is not accurate. I have insisted on asking for the consulate to be present, or Canadian embassy to be present, and you guys denied me that. And they said, they had me sign a bunch of papers, and they didn't want me to read anything. And I asked them, I want to read what I'm signing, and they told me, no, you guys gonna sign here, 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 and basically this is what it says. They kind of abbreviated what it says. I said, no, I want to read every single line and stuff. And the guy kept flipping through the pages and didn't want me to read anything. He just had the page where the signature need to be going open. He didn't want me to read any of the pages in the path, like be preceding that. And I just thought that, sneaky to get me, because I felt like I was signing for something I didn't know what I'm signing for. And so when they had that paper for the consulate to be present, and I said, no, I don't need the consulate to be present and stuff, I refused to sign that one. I said, no, that's not accurate. I asked for the consulate to be present or a lawyer, and you guys denied me that. So I'm not gonna sign this page, and stuff. And if he told me, if you don't sign any of these papers, they're gonna throw me in a holding cell, and I can go up to a year, and they're gonna transfer me to another jail, and they're gonna put me for another year or something like that. And that's what they said. If I don't give my DNA, fingerprint, and picture. And they kept taking my picture without my consent. All this data was collected against my consent. And in the morning, they threatened my brother as well. When he came in to get me, to take me to Mexico so I can fly out of there, they told him, if your brother doesn't sign and give us fingerprint and a DNA, we will transfer him to a jail because he violated our laws and blah 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 and stuff. And I said to him, you can only collect data or sample of DNA and fingerprint, a picture, after the person is basically charged with something. And they didn't tell me I was being charged of. I told them I came back from Canada in January, but I couldn't remember the date. And they telling me, no, the information you gave us, it doesn't go blah, blah, blah. And I said, I want to see what you have written. And they said no. So they only gave me one form saying that the date and the date that they had held me and stuff like that. And everything, the whole file, they refused to give me a copy of. And I remember also when these 10 10 officers or whatever. There is so many of them. I can't count. I couldn't count how many, but there were more than 8. They were holding me to get my fingerprint against my will. And the guy was twisting my arm so hard to the point my joint, my joint came off the socket. And to the point I was screaming in pain and stuff like that. And the guy was telling me, I said, you guys, there's cameras. He kept telling me there's camera, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. And then other guy was telling me, oh, this camera footage can be deleted. Like he's whispering in my ear, telling me this. The guy was holding my arm, twisting my arm behind my back. And he kept twisting it so hard. I said, you're going to break it? He goes, well, give us your fingerprint. I said, no, I'm not going to give you my fingerprint unless you have a consulate or a lawyer present. And they said, no, you must give it to us. If you don't give it to us, we're not going to stop. And he said, I'll break your arm. I said to him, go ahead, break my arm, and then you can have it. I said, break my arm, you can have my fingerprint. And he kept twisting it and trying to intimidate me. And I said, you guys are violating my legal rights. I said, you cannot touch someone without their consent, and I have not done anything to me to deserve for you guys to put your hands on me. And they didn't care. And he's mocking me, telling me, look, the footage of this video could be deleted. Don't worry. Nobody will be able to see it. Like whispering, like he wasn't saying it loud, so for everybody to hear, he just saying it in my ear because he was in my back, twisting my arm, and he was close to my ear. And he was saying that. And I kept looking at him, and he kept twisting my arm and stuff like that. So, and also the next morning, I went back to the cell, and I stayed, and I pulled my, they had this like bedding, they put on the floor for me to kind of sleep on. I stayed there, and I put my arm back on the socket. Like I put the two bones back in the socket because it came off. And I put them back. I put it back on the socket, which is, it was very painful to do. My arm still hurts and stuff. Also, and I looked in my pocket. I had about 1,500 to 2,000, I think, 2,000 or 1,500, I can't remember. About 1,500 or something like that in my pocket, and I couldn't find it. So I guess when they were, these officers were violating me outside by trying to get my fingerprint against my will, one of them took it out of my pocket, because I had all these hands on me. So the money went missing. So anyhow, my belt also. I asked them in the morning, where's my belt? And they said they don't know what it is and stuff. So anyhow, I went, I just left. I signed the paperwork. I gave my fingerprint and my picture because my brother, when he showed up, he says they said they were gonna put you in jail if you don't give this stuff. And so anyhow, and they were gonna put him. He said they're gonna put him in jail and stuff. And so he told me to sign until we seek a legal advice. He told me to sign and give him my fingerprint until they seek a legal advice about the information they had given us, in order for us to take action against the U.S. government for violating our citizen and our legal our rights at the border. I want these people to be responsible, and I want to go to court and to seek judgments.